What's up you guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Nav and today I wanted to share with you guys why you should always use a real estate agent when buying and selling real estate. I know this might sound a little biased because it's coming from a real estate agent, but trust me guys, I've been in both situations and I know the main differences between buying and selling privately and buying and selling with a real estate agent. So I wanted to share with you guys today some of the feedback that I've been through personally just so you guys can make the right choice. Now, the main reason most people decide to buy and sell privately is to save on the commission fees. That way they're not buying and selling and giving a cut from the transaction to the person who's helping them. They're kind of just doing it privately, going directly to the buyer or directly to the seller, and it's more of a face-to-face transaction. This is one of the biggest problems with buying and selling privately, is you actually don't want to be face-to-face with the buyer or the seller because it can get very personal. I'll explain that in a second. Now I want to break this video down into three things. Well, that's six, but I meant three things. Now the first and main thing that you want to consider when buying and selling privately is emotions. Now you don't want any emotions to be involved in any transaction because this can alter the experience, it can alter the transaction, and can also alter the price big time. Now what I mean by altering the experience is when emotions get involved, you as a buyer will be able to read the seller and the seller will be able to read the buyer. Now the main difference between this and buying and selling with a real estate agent is that the buyer and the seller never actually get to meet, they never get to see each other, they don't even know what each other look like. So the buyer's agent and the seller's agent are doing all the communicating, and that way there is no evidence being held between one another. Buyers and the sellers have no idea who each other are. They don't know what kind of financial position they're in. It all comes down to the agents doing all the communicating for them. And this is where the value of an agent comes in. Whereas if you're buying and selling privately, well, you can get kind of screwed if you look very desperate to sell, and you can get kind of screwed if you look really hungry to buy a certain property. Now I want to bring up, this video can affect you when it comes to residential properties, it can affect you when it comes to commercial properties, and it can also affect you when buying and selling a business. So the main difference when it comes to the emotions is the agents get to mask the emotions and they do all the talking for you, so you don't look too desperate, you don't look like you want something too much, and that way the agents are doing all the talking for you. And this is the main reason you want to hire an agent, and this is the main reason you would want to work with an agent. So that's definitely one of the most important things that I would come across, is emotions can really affect a transaction. Now the next thing I wanted to mention is the price. Like I said, this can positively and negatively affect the price. What I mean by this is if a buyer is approaching you privately and you look nervous, you look like, you're very easy to negotiate with, you can get lowballed to a very low price, and it could really affect you emotionally because that's definitely not the price that you would want, and it could even feel like, they're at this point insulting you with the price, and you really don't want to go into that position. Whereas if they were to come in with an agent, you wouldn't be all emotional about what they're offering you, and your agent would be taking care of the situation, and the back and forth emotions that be infected with a private transaction would be completely avoided. Been in this situation myself, and I personally sold a property privately once, and you know what, it was one of the worst experiences that I have been through. I really don't want you guys to go through it. So if it comes down to paying an agent at any cost, it's definitely worth it because you don't want to do the talking yourself. They're going to come in very aggressive and you might take things very defensively, and again, this will affect the price big time. And the final thing I wanted to mention, guys, this one is big because you want to work with someone who has experience. And if you're buying and selling privately, you most likely don't have the experience a real estate agent does. Let's be real, guys, a real estate agent is buying and selling properties for their clients continuously. That's what they're made to do. That's their job, that's their occupation, and that's what they're supposed to be good at. As a seller, your objective is to get the highest price. And as a buyer, your objective is to get the lowest price. And when a buyer and a seller meet face to face and they get to read each other's facial expressions or body language, things can get very personal. So when it comes to negotiating and finding the right property for you, a real estate agent will obviously do it a lot better than you. The experience when it comes to negotiating is what really, really matters. If you're working with the right agent, they can negotiate on behalf of you and get you the price that you want. The agent might be able to talk to the other party's agent and kind of get an understanding of what the seller's objective is here. They also will be able to get an understanding of what kind of price the seller is looking to get. That's right, so the experience is one of the biggest things that it comes down to when buying and selling real estate, because negotiating is one of the biggest factors in any real estate transaction. Now I know this was a quick video, guys. It was very straight to the point. I'm just in my office right now and I was talking to a couple clients and prospects, and you know what, this is something that every real estate agent gets approached with. They ask for some feedback and they ask about these questions, and I just wanted to make this video to share with you guys my personal knowledge, because I've been in both situations, and trust me, a private real estate transaction can get very, very ugly. And whatever it takes, guys, just work with an agent. It's going to be worth it when it comes to paying those commission fees, because at the end of the day, when you're paying those commission fees, I can almost guarantee that the agent who's helping you buy will get you the lowest price, and the agent who's helping you sell will also get you the highest price. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. And like I said, I know it was short, but it was just something that was on my mind, and I kind of wanted to just make a quick video about it so you guys can learn about buying and selling privately compared to buying and selling with a real estate agent. Make sure you smash that like button and that subscribe button, guys, and I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you guys next time.